Hello, I'm Mark Edmondson, CEO of Inflo. Today I'm going to share with you the status of the profession as I see it and the significant opportunities that exist for accounting firms to embrace digital technology to achieve significant growth. I will explain that the challenges which previously stopped these technologies being available to mid-tier and independent firms no longer exist, and that such technology can now be instantly implemented. And I will show you the new visual way firms can work and how digital techniques can improve efficiencies, serve customers better, and retain a competitive advantage. What I ultimately hope to get across, though, is that digital technologies can increase fee income and profitability. These are some of the areas that are being heavily discussed, and huge potential certainly exists. We're now starting to see these techniques becoming relevant in specific use cases. For example, using artificial intelligence to review large and complex contracts. But these techniques are not commonly being applied right now. I believe that using a combination of different technologies and applying the right technology to the right activities will be key. The key to all of these capabilities, though, is having high volumes of high quality data to be able to design algorithms, train artificial intelligence, or become more forward-looking and predictive. And this is a huge challenge. Only the largest global firms are likely to have sufficient data to take full advantage of these capabilities individually. This is why digital technologies focused on data analytics are commonly seen as the first step towards these more advanced capabilities. Adopting data analytics allows you to collect the data and verify its quality. And at the same time, you can improve productivity, quality of work, and the value being delivered to clients, thus preparing for future advances. The diffusion of innovation is a theory by Rogers about how, why, and at what rate new ideas and technology spread. I often use this theory to explain what I am seeing in the accounting profession. You can think about it in terms of a firm or of individual partners, or even more broadly. You can think about this for any kind of technology. For example, true artificial intelligence is still very much in the innovators phase, and only a small number of firms have the resource to invest in the research and development of these techniques. Paperless engagement files are very much at the laggard phase. In relation to digital technologies like data analytics, I believe we are coming towards the end of the early adopter phase. This means there are still some significant opportunities available, but the window is closing. This phase is key to future capabilities. If you are late to data analytics, your peers will already have moved on to more advanced techniques, and you will never catch them up. Technology is going to expedite consolidation of the accounting profession. In simple terms, do you want to grow or decline? If you want to use digital technology to enable growth, you have to be in the first 50%. This is where you not only achieve cost savings through efficiency, you can also grow through winning clients from the firms who are late to adopt. If you are in the second 50%, you will experience decline, as the only gains you will have left to achieve are cost savings on the clients you still have. The challenges of adopting these new techniques are quite well documented. Those of you with an audit specialism will certainly be aware of the work that the IAASB are performing at a global level to understand these challenges and what they can do to solve them. But interestingly, the challenges are actually very little to do with technology and much more related to change management. Accounting firms do not necessarily have a great deal of experience of significant change management. The most significant change in the careers of most partners outside of the largest firms was the move to paperless. But this simply involved doing the same work in a different place. What we are talking about here is a fundamental change to the way an accounting firm performs work and is structured in terms of staff and skills. But it also involves changing client behaviors and moving them to a more collaborative working relationship. That is why Inflo is a software as a service business, not a software business. We partner with accounting firms to help them train their staff, provide guidance materials, and to monitor user behavior to provide advice on how they can improve the benefits compared to other firms we work with. We have a highly collaborative relationship and we focus on enhancing the benefits to the firm. Right now, people are comfortable. Staff are comfortable with working practices as they currently exist, and clients are comfortable with the existing ways they work. So why rock the boat? Because comfortable isn't optimum. Comfortable isn't maximizing profits for accounting firms. Comfortable doesn't provide the best client experience possible. Just think about it. If you drove a comfortable, reliable, and dare I say predictable Ford Mondeo, but you could swap it for a brand new BMW M5 where you got comfort and reliability and something else, would your head be turned? What about if there was no difference to you in the cost of having the BMW versus the Ford? I'm going to explore the 4 areas on the screen a little further and share with you some of the innovations we have achieved, which are breaking down the barriers to digital technology and allowing firms of all sizes to embrace these techniques. The first challenge has always been data acquisition. How can you get the data you need from all of your clients? I can share that in our experience, it is really hard to get clients to work with you in the way you want them to. Key to this is simply the number of different accounting systems which clients use. We performed some research and quickly got to nearly 400 different accounting systems in the UK alone. And that is before we even considered different versions of those same accounting systems. If you're an accounting firm, you want to be able to provide these premium services to any client, but you don't want to get bogged down in the technical detail of all of these weird and wonderful accounting systems. Our innovation was to flip this challenge, and rather than changing clients, we said, we'll take the data we need in any format the client is prepared to give it us. We've then applied robotic process automation, or RPA techniques, to transform that data into the consistent format we need for our work. That keeps clients happy by minimizing change for them, and accounting firms happy as we can now get data from any accounting system. I'm incredibly proud of our record in this area. This approach and this innovation has allowed us to successfully extract data from 100% of client accounting systems. The next key development has been in relation to implementation costs. Previously, the investment required in developing software and implementing hardware was eye-watering, and only the largest firms had the appetite to invest. The maturity of cloud technology has significantly reduced the cost of developing digital technologies and allowed smaller providers to compete directly against the market incumbents. Digital technologies have also transformed how quickly implementations can be performed. Our innovation in this area was to simplify the implementation down as far as we could, meaning to get started using our solution, you only need to provide us with one email address. We have had multiple accounting firms starting client engagements within 1 hour of signing up with us. Another challenging area, certainly in relation to compliance activities such as external audit, has been trying to take advantage of new digital technologies and maintain compliance with prevailing methodologies and regulations. This comes back to the part about why Inflo is a SaaS business. This relates not simply to the technological capabilities, but to the application and integration of these technologies. We've invested heavily in building a team of subject matter experts. In fact, half our team are chartered accountants who have relevant experience to help firms apply these techniques. I referred earlier to the work performed by the IAAB. We were the only software provider across the world who wrote a detailed response to their request for input on technology and data analytics. We are looking to support them and other stakeholders in rewriting and reshaping the future of the profession. We have quickly established ourselves as thought leaders in this space, and our open relationship with professional accounting organizations and regulators is proving invaluable to our partner firms looking to rely upon a trusted provider with subject matter expertise. The final challenge I outlined was in relation to skill sets. Undoubtedly, digital is a new way of working for practitioners. The intention is that this boils down to spending less time wrestling with Excel and more time serving customers better. Digital systems can provide a simple user experience on any device, which is identical regardless of client. This means you don't need to be a specialist to use these systems, and training can be minimized. I've certainly heard a lot of talk regarding technology or data science skills being required in the future, and that accountants will become techies. I very much disagree with this view. We've been working with PAOs and other organizations to input on the skills required of future accountants. Previously, accountants needed to be highly technical to get the most out of data analyst tools available on the market. But one of our most significant innovations has been applying RPA to solve the complex data scientist activities and produce accurate and reliable outputs for firms. This means accountants can use their analytical skills to understand what these outputs mean for that client and the value the client receives. In less than 5 mouse clicks and in less than 5 minutes, our RPA processes can take raw source data, validate it, and check it for completeness. It can then document all of this work to satisfy the needs and expectations of the regulators, and then instantly present you with the visualizations, such as these. This is a transactional heat map of every accounting entry in a business, allowing you to visualize a data set of any size and immediately identify the infrequent entries which have a significant impact on profit. This visualization alone is proving to be incredibly powerful in forensic work, in transactions to consider the quality of earnings of a business, and of course in audits to identify items which pose heightened risk of fraud. The following visualization also intuitively allows users to drill down and explore transactions further. Here is an example of some simple visualizations to explore suspense account postings. You can see that the simplicity of these visualizations is part of the reason why such limited training is required. It does not take much training to understand what a bar chart is demonstrating. You can also continue to explore and drill down all the way to the source double entry data. This also unlocks new ways of performing work. For example, analyzing processes to assure how transactions have flowed through as expected, or where anomalous entries require attention. This can save laborious testing or review activities. And it is also about using the data you have available to provide a different perspective. For example, on almost any accounting engagement, staff are manually calculating KPIs, statistics, and measures. Our access to client data from external sources can be blended with the data received from an individual client to allow us to provide incredibly rich findings from big data sets. We've seen an incredibly interesting trend recently. Clients have found the outputs from Inflo so valuable that they have been requesting accounting firms to perform new, recurring engagements to deliver these outputs more routinely. This is allowing firms to unlock additional fee income from new recurring services, which is enhancing their advisory service offering. Technology is not simply about automating the work of accountants to save time. As the result of such an approach is the client demanding fee decreases. This is about showing clients more value, increasing the value of the services you offer to them, and identifying new ways you can help them and the new services you can charge them for. Becoming the truly trusted business advisor. And this plays to my closing theme regarding how accounting firms can retain a competitive edge. The role of the accountant is going to dramatically change. Compliance work will continue to be challenged by technology. Whether RPA, cognitive computing, or artificial intelligence, this work is primarily rules-based and repeatable, which plays well to technology. Firms who are heavily reliant on compliance activities need to embrace technology and quickly incorporate it into their processes to capitalize on the benefits. Advisory work will continue for some time, in my view, to be led by humans. This is about understanding the needs of a client and delivering valuable outputs to meet their changing and specific needs. Undoubtedly, technology can support this work and significant opportunities exist in this space. However, the risk of digital technologies completely replacing these services is much lower. So how do you retain a competitive advantage? You need to adopt a mindset across your firm, your staff, and the services you offer to maximize the time spent providing advice and minimize the time spent performing compliance. I have touched today on the status of the profession and that significant opportunities still exist for accounting firms to embrace digital technology to achieve significant growth. I have explained that the challenges that previously stopped these technologies being available to mid-tier and independent firms no longer exist, and such technology can be instantly implemented in your firm. And I have shown the new visual ways firms can work and how these techniques can improve efficiency, serve customers better, and retain a competitive advantage, ultimately increasing fee income and profitability. This doesn't happen instantly, and this is much bigger than any single digital technology. For firms on the front foot, this can be boiled down to my final slide. If you can use digital technologies to unlock team capacity, currently tied up in compliance activities, focus this time on more value-adding advisory activities, and take this approach to market before your competitors do, you will be able to fuel growth and bring your firm into the digital age in a commanding position. Thank you for your time.